narcissists think the rules don't apply to them. Somewhere in the universe that something has told them that they can do whatever it is, however it is, no matter who feels like it. I want to say this to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I want this video to help you understand this. Like, it is, they're very reckless on so many levels. You know what I'm saying? With having this ideology that they have. It's been reinforced in them to be this way since they were kids. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever noticed when you were younger and you'll be in class and it's that one kid who just cannot behave themselves? You know what I'm saying? And you see them during parents in touch with their parents and they be talking wild and exotic to their parents. It's a high chance most of those kids be the kids that you and I get in relationships with as we get older, that because it's been reinforced. You know what I'm saying? Let me get you ice cream if you just calm down. Will you calm down if I get you ice cream? And it just continues to grow and grow and grow. Now, I'm not saying that's all time the case, but I'm just saying, like, for instances like that, like why the narcissist believes the rules don't apply. Because they've gotten away with breaking the rules so often and so much, reinforced by the right people, given that false sense of reality. You know what I'm saying? That whimsicalness. You know what I'm saying? When they talk, and you can see a disconnect with their reality when they saying but you only start noticing that towards like the devaluation and discord. Like at the beginning of the love bomb, you're here for the ride. You know what I'm saying? Because they're acting normal. But once once everything starts, you know what I'm saying, going left, that's when you start to notice, like, oh, it's a real disconnection. You know what I'm saying, with what they believe consequences are, what they believe rules are. For whatever reason, with this ideology, it can lead to circumstances that you get involved in that you didn't want to be involved in. You know what I'm saying? Trying to save them from the consequence that they don't like the rules for real, because it's a sense of control. That's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they feel confined in some way, they're going to try to figure out to get away from and or to manipulate and get wiggle room in the situation, because it exposes a weakness in them. Like, they don't have discipline like that, y'all. Like, they don't, that's not a thing, man. Like, it's a lot of traits in them that when it comes out through how they break the rules, it should already tell you just off bat, like, okay, so you're not able to, you don't have this trait and or attribute the way that they mirrored you and did it. A lot of the times when they mirror you, they mirror an attribute that they don't even have. That's why we fall so in love. You know what I'm saying? Mirroring attributes they don't even have. You know what I'm saying? Breaking the rules because they can't see themselves following the right way. It's too much energy. It's easier to just, I can get away with it. It's easier. No consequences. That's how they like to live. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to the law, no consequences. It's just how they like to live. They think they they be thinking they GTA characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got the cheat code to lower the wanted level. Like, but I know I'm joking, but I'm being for real though. Like, that's how they think. And even with your boundaries, you know what I'm saying? They don't think that there's rules to your boundaries. That's why, like, sometimes in some situations when you get hoovered, or the narcissist pops up at your job or at your house unannounced, you know what I'm saying, breaking the rules, breaking your boundaries, you know what I'm saying, not caring about what the outcome's going to be, as long as they get that emotional inside them satisfied. Because once they think that emotion, they have to act and be impulsive on that emotion. They have to react. You know what I'm saying? That reaction is going to come with breaking the rules, no matter how anybody feels about it. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever noticed when you'll see them just not care about a situation and or setting? You know what I'm saying? Sabotaging something around you. Whether you might be out at a nightclub, y'all on a date, or whatever the case may have you. Like sabotaging something, not caring. I'm gonna do it this way because this is what I want to do. Can't nobody tell me what to do. And it's like, just relax. They can't relax. Just the sense of that it it bends around them, and when people reinforce that, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be hard for them to break that mindset. That's why they have all the flying monkeys around them. So that's why the flying monkeys around them, if you've noticed already, which I'm sure you have, they reinforce that idea in their mind. You know what I'm saying? You can do what you want. Don't let them tell you what to do. And if, yeah, I ain't going, and you're over there saying, no, you can't do this. There's rules and regulations in place. Their sense of reality when it comes to what they can do. Listen to me when I say this. Like, listen to me when I say this. Once they find that bubble of wherever they are in the world, that bubble, and they can they can find ways to manipulate that bubble, that world, that reality of wherever they're at, whether it's the workplace, whether it's at home, whatever it is. Like, you have to act accordingly in that bubble. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, then you're breaking the rules in their reality, and they're going to find other people to keep them reinforce that belief that they can do what they want, no matter what the circumstance is, no matter what the consequence is, no matter if it puts you in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? That their ideology of that puts you in harm's way. I know we all got stories where you've been in harm's way where it didn't have to be this way. It never had to escalate here. It never did. But they have to do that because it's that impulsiveness that I gotta get this emotion out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta express myself because otherwise I feel controlled. That's why they don't like the rules, because they feel controlled. When they feel controlled, that's when they get scared. They panic, and it be the dumbest stuff sometimes too. They don't have to always be something serious and intense. It be the dumbest stuff sometimes, but they feel very controlled when you start to display no. When you say no, it is a cuss word to them. Blow up like kids. I told you that kid you saw in school that acted that way, they'll blow up the same way. 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It don't matter what age. They'll blow up. Oh man, I know. I listen to me. We all got stories, straight up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all got stories, man, and it's just wild that the consequences don't apply to them. It's as if like safety is safe. They're scared to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Their idea of safe is being spontaneous with a slight smidge of, can I hurt myself? They have to put their hand on that stove. You know what I'm saying? It's hot, but how hot is it really though? Let me see if I can hold it there just a little bit, few more seconds. For whatever reason, this feels great. Like this, this is the ideology of the narcissist. Um, a lot of times, well, I don't know if anyone knows this terminology called hedonism. Hedonism is pretty much that you live for the sake of the thrill. Most narcissists live for the sake of the thrill. They have to have that excitement of some sort, and that excitement means doing something that's outlandish, not spontaneous, because they'll disguise something that you shouldn't be doing, don't need to be doing, as being spontaneous. Like, they'll disguise a lot of things and call it something that morally will be correct, but when you find out what they're doing, it's not correct. It's wrong. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be living that way, no way. But this is how they are. The rules don't apply to how they feel about it. You know what I'm saying? How they feel about it is how they feel about it. If you don't fit into that bubble of their rule set, it doesn't mean anything. Otherwise, you're being controlling. Otherwise, you're being insecure. Otherwise, you're being boring. They start to use those terms against you because you're not being loose as a goose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm being funny, but also at the same time I'm being serious because this is just how they play. They play a lot. They play too much. Break not caring about if something happens in this shape, form, or fashion because it hasn't happened to you, then it won't happen to you. because you haven't seen it around it happen to you, that it won't happen to you. It's a wild way for them to live, uh, not free, but just whimsical like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't always just feel like you can do whatever, especially to people emotionally and mentally. Talking to them, however, not thinking that the rules. When I say rules, we're talking about boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is, and they don't care for that, because in their mind they can get away with it, because once they've tested the temperature once with you, they'll be like, oh, okay, that might sting too much. Let me try it a different way. You know what I'm saying? They try different angles of trying to see how far they can go with that temperature gauge. And once they see how far that it is, that's when they can start setting up those standards of, I can do this and I can do that. And over time, those standards that you had, you know what I'm saying, those boundaries that you have, you start to give up, because you don't want to keep fighting tooth and nail, you know what I'm saying, for the love bomb, because the love bomb is who you thought they were. The ghost of the love bomb, as Lobby said, the ghost of the love bomb. You chasing the ghost. We were chasing the ghost. You know what I'm saying? And they they use that, like I've said in the video before, as a reward system. You know what I'm saying? They're only gonna love bomb you if you don't break the rules of what they set for you. Period. It's diabolical on all levels, because it's mental. It's mental torment is what it is. They know at some point how discombobulated you can get by affecting you on a moral scale, by not caring about the consequences. They know once you're cool with these negative outcomes that they control, that they want to have it their way, that they want to groom you and manipulating you into thinking that the wrong way is the right way. That's when you get really stuck in that mental fog. That's when you start to get really like mentally damaged for real, because you'll ask yourself, are you crazy? Are you really the controlling one? Are you really the narcissist? Because they've made you feel like the rules, they made you feel like the way that you live, it makes you feel like you're the controlling one. You know what I'm saying? Reality, you're normal. You're a normal human being. There's some things you don't want to get involved with, and you don't want to do. And the narcissist will try to convince you of those things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like don't try stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, when, hey, this is a lot. How many situations have you been with the narcissist where you feel like this is a lot? We shouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this honestly is going too far. You know what outcomes is going to be, but they're so there for the thrill, the hype, the spontaneous YOLO, living like that. It's dangerous, man. Like, to cause outcomes that can hurt people without you thinking about these outcomes. You just listen. If you have a way to get out of the situation, like, get out of the situation, man. It's only gonna do but just get worse, to be honest with you, for real. Because if they've done it once, they're gonna keep doing it. That temperature gauge, they already set that standard. They've already seen what you're gonna be cool with. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see how cool what you are breaking the rules. They try to convince you to get you to go along with it, to reinforce it. They want you to reinforce the imaginary thought process in their mind that nothing applies to them. They need you to reinforce that. But once you stop and you start to do the whole accountability thing, when you start to be like, no, we're not, this is not right. When you start to really do that, that's when that kid that kid with behavior issues explodes at 30, 40, and 50 and 60, 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just I really hope that when I say this kind of information in these videos, that it helps someone going through or past it and needs these kind of answers to understand what is happening. You know what I'm saying? The reason you're not crazy. You know what I'm saying? The narcissist is crazy. You're not crazy for feeling like that certain things shouldn't be happening. It's not controlling to say you don't need to be talking to somebody else that you know has interest in your significant other, which is the narcissist. But they're gonna do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna break the rules anyway and make you feel like that, hey, you're breaking my rules by trying to control me and saying that I can't be friends with people. I told you they'll disguise the wrongdoing with a moral upfront. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being friends and platonic. And you're being controlling. They flip I'm telling you how they flip these narratives on you just so you can get a really good grasp of the consequences doesn't mean anything to them. They know you're going to reinforce it. They know you're going to be there after they're done talking to so and so. That they said is just a friend. You don't need to worry about it. And that's the work wife and work husband. It's just a joke at work. Don't worry about it. It's the small slight things that they do to manipulate, confuse, get you to reinforce that you understand the idea that they want you to believe in, and you'll go along with it, corrupting your internal being with something that you know that it's not right, that you don't want to live like that with somebody else that you say you love. Not with a narcissist. No, rules don't apply to them. You know what I'm saying? They say that rules don't apply. They will tell you in other ways rules don't apply to them, and use whatever leverage that you may want out of them in the sense of a relationship against you. They'll use your moral upfront against you. You know what I'm saying? Breaking your boundaries, not caring. You know, it's important. It's important to understand your self worth through all of this. It's important to understand that this is a choice dealing with the narcissist, and it's a choice to leave the narcissist. It's important to understand that your boundaries will regulate your mental health and how you feel about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean this from the bottom of my heart, because you gotta understand the difference between what is wrong and what is right when you're dealing with somebody you in love that's a narcissist. Don't love somebody that can never change. That's gonna always tell you the relationship is gonna get better once I find myself doing these things that are causing disruption, that are causing chaos, that's causing so much, just intensifying, just quit dealing with narcissists. You know what I'm saying? Like the rules will never apply to them. You'll never be able to hold them to the fire. They're going to always hold you to they'll always hold you to a fire that they created in their world, and they'll convince you to live like that in their world, like a robot, like an NPC for them. Discipline yourself in saying no. You don't need the validation of narcissists. It's not that deep. Kinship, friends, co-workers, you don't need the validations of narcissists. Because once you start seeing all these symptoms that I say in these videos, you start to really peep this out. You know what I'm saying? You'll start to understand and get a better and a better viewpoint of how these people view you based off the dynamic of whatever the involvement is you have with these with narcissists at that time. You know what I'm saying? You'll understand how to navigate and move for yourself, so you can protect yourself and your own peace within and your mental health. You know what I'm saying? All the information that I ever display in my content is to help you better navigate the ins and outs of these kind of people. You know what I'm saying? Also transform yourself into a better individual as well. You know, just don't go crazy trying to figure out why narcissists won't follow direction. don't go crazy trying to figure out why narcissists won't follow direction. They don't believe the rules apply. It's dangerous. That'll get you in dangerous situations, as you've probably already have been. So that's how I'm saying that. You feel me? So I hope this message finds you well. I'm Fonzie Murph, and I'm out. Peace.